Okay. Okay, that's a good intro.
Jeez.
Long time. But hey, welcome to the podcast. This is Dominus Talks with Cal, Dan, and Nick, with our guests Muted and Win today. So we got some things to talk about. Reasons why the last podcast was not out because things happened, and so it kind of pushed everything back. Um, but we're here now. We're going to get this down a bit more frequently. We're going to update you on the Twitter and all that stuff as well. But let's get going. Let's see. So, how y'all want to start this? So,
Let's roll right into the major that's upcoming in what, a week and a half?
yeah,
Start out with that.
yeah. So that major is what the 20, not the 20, the 6th. Okay, I'm gonna start back.
16th to the 18th is
Yeah,
the group
but
stages, and 20th to 22nd is playoffs.
Okay, so it's next weekend.
yes.
Gotcha. All right, I see it. All right. Um, what they got? A lot of mostly. Well, there's 4 teams of each. Okay.
Yep, 4
All
teams of
right.
each.
All right. Any predictions? Early predictions, y'all got?
Um, Looking at group stages, I believe Oxygen and DZ will probably make it out. Not so sure about Astralis because they are in a very tough group with BDS, Vitality, and Chiefs right now. So that's probably going to be a very tough division to come out of.
Mm,
But the way they were looking in group stages in the first stage, I think they might have a chance.
okay.
Yeah, other than that, I feel like the other ones are all toss-ups, especially Group B with XSET and Liquid as well with Furia. That's going to
Mm,
be a tough one.
I don't have much in the way of predictions because there's been a lot of very interesting upsets, pretty much like the whole last year of Pro League. But my prediction is that G2 is getting its ass knocked out fucking early.
I believe it. Uh,
oh,
They are not the team they used to be.
okay. And we also well when we get to the that, but I just want to introduce Muted. He is the captain of Team Purple. Am I right?
That is correct.
All right, all right. Previously, we had Wolf, who was team captain of Purple, but he had to step down, respectively. So he had a fill-in, his replacement Muted. So Muted, tell us a little bit about yourself and what your ideas with Purple is.
Uh, so, um, well, hi, I'm muted as Nick said. I've been playing Comp Siege for a pretty long time now, about 2 years. I joined Dominus back in around March, I want to say. So yeah, I've been around for a while. I've had a lot of teams of my own come up and go, and I was on the comp break for a while. I saw that Wolf was looking for players.
Mm,
And I threw my hat in, and they really liked how I played and all that. So I was on pretty fast. And Wolf and I, we've teamed before in
yeah,
previous iterations on some of my teams.
yeah.
So I mean, we were worked pretty well together. And when he decided to move on from the team, he knew that I had experience leading teams and kind of building rosters and all that. So he put me as captain, and um, sorry. In all honesty, things have been off to a bit of a bumpy start. Even when I joined Purple, we had a lot of people coming and leaving due to certain circumstances and
Mm-hmm.
schedules changing, and that's still happening mostly because almost the week after I got promoted to captain, I was informed that I would be needed to work, and same with uh another player on Purple. So we all had a big fiasco going on, and we're still
Mm-hmm.
kind of in that fiasco. So starting at the back half of this week, we're gonna have our second big rebuild,
Right.
and I think we got high hopes for it. So
Yeah,
we'll see how that all pans out.
yeah, and I was going to even mention like I kind of I kind of remembered you back in the like Nate, Danny, and them back. It
Oh,
was like a little group
those
together and
days.
everything. Yeah.
Yeah.
And I remember I do remember a little bit of you back there. So when I saw you come back, I was like, oh, Mute is back, and I was like, okay, so Wolf got somebody that he can that he's more familiar with, and that was pretty good because I know he brought Temp in um, to play with him as well with Purple, but uh, Temp had to step down and everything. But I mean, these are just I know just these that Wolf likes to play, how he likes to play, and I know that he respects you and all that. So it's good to see you back. To see you back, man.
Thank
Yeah.
you. Yeah. So I remember those days. That was BUE 1.0. Like
Mm-hmm.
Wolf was on the roster still then.
Yeah.
I remember when we had to let go of Wolf. That was a tricky time.
Yeah.
I mean, that was kind of rough, but
Yeah. I didn't want to get too much of the drama because me and Wolf kind of know what we did when we was when I was back in the competitive scene a little bit, trying to get into the door. Um, but So you're team captain of Purple now, and it's great that you joined Dominus. Great community, man. Glad to see you here, and and we're looking forward to see what Purple can do. Blue, what Blue has accomplished, everything. We're looking for the next team to show what Dominus got in the server.
yeah.
Mm-hmm. And
So I think
go ahead.
because I think the sentiment for a lot of time, and like especially when I joined, is that like Blue are kind of like on the top right now. They're nasty, and then I mean Purple when I joined, we were kind of like the middle pack type team. I mean,
Mm-hmm.
obviously that's kind of fallen off with the different roster iterations and
Yeah.
this and the other. But I mean, with the talent that we have lined up potentially for our new team and some of the visions that I'd like to employ personally, I think that we could definitely rival Blue for their top spot right now.
Yeah, and is yeah, Blue has been a really stacked team, like crack. Like they are. I remember like scrimming against Blue back in the day, and oh my gosh, like the way they played, it was like, come on, like how are y'all doing this? But yeah, so now what's your thoughts on the upcoming majors and stuff?
Well, with the major, I'm fairly excited for it. I mean, I'm definitely bummed that SSG ended up losing out the series to Dark Zero, so they got smoked out. That was it. Just shouldn't have happened, man. It should not have happened. Like,
Mm-hmm. Yeah,
but yeah, seeing Astralis in basically a meteoric rise from what they were last season
yeah.
is pretty big. I'm definitely excited to see how they play. I mean, of course, they do have the group of death. Um, with LFO and BDS, but I have a feeling they might be able to make it through. Same thing with Chiefs. I don't think people put enough respect on them because APAC and all of that.
Mm-hmm.
But I mean, that one's going to be exciting, and also Group C is just another extremely like toss-up group because you have basically and like the new Dark Zero, which potentially with time could be like an SI championship level
Mm-hmm.
team. And G2, I know that a lot of people are preying on G2's downfall right now, but their roster currently compared to the rosters in the past, like especially their last iteration with Hungry, Kayak and Yanka, like I definitely like this roster a bit more, so they have more potential. Heroic on lane is going to be interesting because they've been kind of terrors domestically and they've just been smoking everyone besides like the 7-2 fluke to Navi.
Mm-hmm.
I might be getting my scores wrong. And then W7M again, and like an Astralis type team coming like from 8th place last stage to first, just literally smoking everyone.
Yeah.
That one's going to be interesting. Group B, um honestly, I think this one's pretty one-sided. I think Liquid and Exit are making it out. Call Exit potentially a hot take, but
Mm-hmm.
I mean, I will sleep on Furia till the day I die, and Cyclops is just they do not have good land performance, frankly.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I
And
agree with that.
Exit is like with Xset how they are in my eyes, they're not like the not one of the top teams. They're like near the bottom three with Beast Coast and not Dark Zero. Uh Not even Dark Zero, the one with the ghost mascot, but my apologies. But
Mirage.
Mirage, there we go. But it's weird that TSM is not in there. That's in my opinion, but still it's the SI defending SI champions, but yeah.
I think everybody was surprised when they did so poorly. Like I'm looking at the scores right now. The closest they got was 6-8 against SSG on April 6th. Other than that, they did not really contest any of these games.
Yeah.
Like it's just surprising how unprepared they were for stage, or maybe they just didn't want to try because they're gearing up for stage 2 and possibly stage 3 and so forth. But still, you don't want that just red line straight across. That's not good.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, call me paranoid. I'm gonna rudely interrupt everybody here.
Go for it.
I subscribe to the notion that like once if you're confident that you're gonna make points, you already make points. You just sort of a lot of teams just sort of throw so that way they don't reveal whatever they're working on with specific maps. With I noticed it with SSG because I watch them a lot because I'm a huge hot and cold fan. Um, I notice a lot of times like they'll be playing things a certain way and they'll just be getting shit on them. Just like what the what are they doing? And then you see them in stage and they come out with some of the more crazier stuff. It's like oh okay, and it's true with a lot of other teams too. I I'm I may sound like conspiracy theorist, but I subscribe to that notion that some teams will purposely throw. Um, and let's not discount the fact that all of NA is located in Las Vegas, so maybe a little bit of maybe a little bit of money is going on right there.
No, 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 no. We're
Nah,
not.
nah,
We're
nah,
not
nah.
tossing that notion around. That's actually terrible. I
Lot.
mean,
Yeah.
granted, Mirage did do worse than TSM, but I think that's not a fluke either way. I think they just did terrible this season.
Yeah.
A stage.
Hmm. And
That was
wasn't Astralis at the top of the of NA?
yeah, number
Okay.
one. It
Yeah.
went Astralis, OXG,
Yeah.
Dark Zero, Xset.
Yeah.
If
Yeah.
anybody kept up with Astralis, like they're one of the top teams that's constantly putting out like content creation stuff, like
Yeah.
tips and tricks and like things to look out for, and this is how you do this is how you play this. Check out these angles, that stuff like that. I always see their videos more than anybody else's. Granted, I don't go out and search for them in particular, but
Mm-hmm.
Astralis content creation machine seems to be working in overdrive. And if that's the stuff they're releasing, imagine some of the stuff that they're keeping under wraps.
Yeah. Yeah. Because
True.
I'm looking at TSM, and it's mostly a mix of other different games. Not even it figured that I might be looking under just TSM, and they probably have their own YouTube for R6. But compared to like Astralis, it is a video almost every single day, and it's either opinionated or like best teams, like best operators to pick, or like strat ideas or tips and tricks. Compared to like any of the other content, uh it's mind boggling how they're at the top of content and in NA of this season, respectfully. That is good.
Yeah. I don't know, cause I personally like I haven't been looking out for content creation. I just follow like the actual scene, but it's just interesting seeing how many of these teams won and who won specifically. Like last year, just outside looking in, I started looking at the comp scene. Sonics and Oxygen seemed like they were on the same level, and this season it's not even close. Like I don't know.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Yes.
they don't have, I don't know, maybe they don't have their stuff together. They didn't want to reveal strats. They don't have strats. I mean, it could be, you know, 100 different things,
Yeah.
or
Yeah.
one of 100 different things, or whatever.
Super.
And speaking of majors, we have we have two people that are going to the majors. Well, more than that, but we got two people here today. So we got Cal and Win that's going to the major out. So big thing about the major is in North Carolina, correct, or is it South Carolina? It's one
It's
of the
North
Carolina.
Carolina.
North
Charlotte.
Carolina.
North Carolina.
Charlotte,
Yes,
Charlotte,
sir.
yeah. And it's been like what 2 years?
2 years
2
since
years.
there's been a major with an audience.
It feels like three. And
Well, for majors, technically, yes, because the last one was 2019 in Raleigh, and then they did what was it, SI
Mexico online?
no, they did invitationals. Mexico didn't really count because it didn't have a audience.
Yeah.
They'd had
Hmm.
invitationals, and then COVID happened, and then everything else has been online. So this
Yeah.
will be the first audience since the beginning of 2020.
Don't forget Sweden for majors.
Mm.
Yeah.
Wait, Sweden was
Sweden
were
was
they-
last year. Mexico was
Was-
2 years ago.
Yeah, wasn't Sweden the last major we had?
Yep.
Yeah, that was in November, and then Mexico was like August.
I thought Sweden didn't
Yes,
have
Mexico
didn't have an
was the
audience.
Yeah, Sweden didn't have an audience.
They did
but
not have an
we-
audience.
Okay.
But
No,
timeline-wise.
the last major that had an audience was Raleigh. So it's really funny that this major is the next one that's having an audience that's also in North Carolina.
Really getting
Yeah.
a boost of the econ, huh?
I mean,
Granted, I'm not gonna get much political. I feel like the U.S. has a little bit more loose with like COVID and stuff like that.
COVID
And
restrictions,
Yeah,
yeah.
COVID restrictions compared to like 2020. So this might be a good example of what can happen afterwards. So that might influence like the other regions to actually host the audience, and that would be great because I would love to see the audience and get everybody to love Siege from all together instead of from your home on a Twitch chat.
as much as I love that it's in my state again, I would love to see it somewhere else in North America. For the love of God,
I'm just annoyed it's not going to be on the East Coast for the most part for the next like 2 years or so, probably at this point.
I wish.
Maybe because like Win said, they had the Raleigh major, and then Invitational for 2020 was in
that was the
Montreal.
last audience.
Yeah, it was in Montreal in Canada.
Yeah.
So like still North America, yeah, you got to travel a little bit, but I mean it's Canada. It's a lot easier to get to than say like Sweden.
Mhm.
True.
Yeah.
I
And
can agree with that.
next U.S. one, I would love like either New York, Texas, Las Vegas. Las Vegas would be a really good one.
I mean, that would be super convenient for a lot of the NA teams.
I was about to say I don't think that's
Yeah,
really neutral ground.
It might show favoritism because all the NA teams are located in Vegas.
Okay.
So it
I
may
mean,
be
gonna
showing
go-
favoritism.
But that's
you're
why they
gonna
do
go
a lot of the NA like.
Yeah.
Isn't that where they host a lot of like the NA events?
Yeah,
Like,
Yeah.
all the
Mhm.
all the NA lands are hosted there, and that's why Ubisoft is like, y'all are gonna live in Vegas because that would just the ease of access for that.
Okay. So
If they do anything, it'll probably be like Seattle or maybe somewhere in the middle, like
Chicago.
Indianapolis, Chicago.
I can see
somewhere
them
like
doing
that.
Texas as well.
Texas would
Yeah.
also be good.
I would love
Dallas.
Texas, bro. Texas, Houston, Austin, San Antonio. All those are big cities.
Beautiful. Love to see it.
Yeah.
We'll see.
Hmm.
Future holds many things.
So, what are y'all plans besides going to the event, Calvin, when for the
Yeah, drinking and hanging out on our rooftop pool.
Yeah.
Oh,
some
yeah.
some
Okay.
Dominus. Yeah, some Dominus OGs in the pool. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Great.
Jeez. It's probably
Yeah.
gonna flood.
it is a small pool, so anything can happen.
Man.
Yeah, and we're like 2 blocks away from the event center, so like
It's
we're just
really
gonna
nice.
we're just gonna get there and park our cars and then just like walk around everywhere and just try to experience the town.
I did
Remember,
the same thing in Raleigh. I stayed across the hall from EG when I was in Raleigh, and that was really cool because we stayed at the hotel that all the team stayed at, and I got to see Canadian right before his switch, like just like hanging out in his room, just
Mhm.
chilling across the way when they were opening the doors, giving him passes the night before the public event. So maybe we'll see some more Siege teams. Who knows?
I just got one statement for this is for Dominus. If any Dominus members that is listen to the podcast that's going to the major, make sure to clip your toenails and have them really good because I know Cal's gonna really expect those feet to actually look nice when he sees y'all in person.
Everybody's required to wear sandals.
This is a joke. This is a
Cal,
joke.
Cal, I'm gonna bring my sandals, even though I'm going to Florida before I go to Charlotte. I'm gonna bring my sandals just for you.
All right, I'm not bringing sandals. I don't wear sandals. I wear slip-on Vans because I'm lazy as shit.
Well, flip flops for me. But
Is Raleigh close to the coast?
Yeah.
Raleigh is not
Charlotte.
close to
Charlotte.
Charlotte is also not close. Raleigh
Yeah.
is like 2.5 hours or 2 hours because I'm coastal North Carolina,
Mm.
so it's like 2 hours for me. But Charlotte is like 4 hours.
Okay.
Yeah, it's from where I live. It's gonna be like a 6-hour drive, so like it's not bad at all.
Oh.
I'm coming up from Florida though because I put this trip on the end of a vacation I already had planned when they dropped it because they dropped it less than a month ago it seems. So I already had the time off and I was just like, well, I guess I looked at my wife and I was like, I guess we're doing another vacation on top of this one like immediately after.
Why not? I mean,
Yeah,
for
so
R6.
I'll be driving up Friday, so I won't actually be able to see a lot of the Friday games until the afternoon because I won't be able to get in there till the afternoon.
Mm-hmm.
Don't worry, I'll take pictures and then tell you how good it was and what.
Oh wow!
How you
So
missed everything.
the Saturday and Sunday games are the ones I don't want to miss. Those are going to be great.
But yeah, so far it'll be me, Noble Wind, Temp said he's coming. I'll probably try to link up with him.
You'll
might
have a
fight
group
him.
of friends with him.
A couple other people said they may try to come, so I'll hit them up. So with everyone that gets together, we'll take a nice little couple pictures, hang out, all that stuff. We'll do all that stuff.
I don't
Dominus
know if those
IRL.
will be. I don't know if those will be passed out though. Those will probably be kept inside for the most part.
Yeah, they won't be like publicly revealed.
Yeah.
So
So it's not okay to talk about the leaks because I mean they seem a little bit good and the operator I mean we can like theorize about it because there's not much we can go off of, but the elite sets for the next season, what I mean we can talk about that, right? And because I know it was short notice with me because I knew I saw these leaks on Twitter and YouTube, but
I mean the video I'm looking at for the leaks, like old boy's got his name watermarked over the videos, so I'm assuming people aren't really scared of blowback from it.
So
yeah.
I mean, hey, controversy feels the pot. So I mean, so credit to 0 Bytes and my plug, the Semiotrix gave out the leaks for the Castle and Echo elites. Echo is a Yakuza supposedly, and Castle finally gets the elite. So all the day one operators now have elites.
Only took 7 years.
Oh.
Yes, like they gave Callie before anybody, and she was just straight up new, and that's what really that really got me when I saw that one come out first.
The fact that they made Castle last is just a really big upset.
Yeah, it's like I get it that some people may be stuck on certain ops, like, hey, I really want to make this for this one, or they've already got the pipeline going for. It makes sense for the newer ops because they already had the pipeline going for it and all that stuff. It's like, okay, well, just pump on an elite real quick, like that makes sense. But I mean, Monty, Castle, the two big year one ops that have recently gotten a lot of love. We have Ash who got 2 elite skins before Monty or Castle even got one. It's like, what are you guys doing? Like, come on, just give him some love.
Zoff had a second elite, and
yeah,
that's that. I mean,
like Ash has 3.
Yeah,
just think of that.
Yeah,
like I understand.
Well, I mean, 2 are basically the same though.
Yeah, well, what like one with one being a recolor, and then the Tomb Raider is just like,
Yeah.
bro, come on, give it a rest.
Yeah, like I get that a lot of it's going to be a business oriented decision. It's like, okay, what ops get played the most? Who's going to sell some money? But I mean, you're 7 years in. You're obviously still making money because you're still actively developing for the game. You're putting out ops. People are buying that shit. They're buying the freaking battle pass. They're picking up the stuff you're putting in the shops. Like, you know, take a month, get the art team, be like, hey, this guy's been in the game for 7 years. Let's give him an elite finally. Come on.
Nah,
One
why would we do that?
one thing I'm not sure if this was I saw leaked or anything like that, but a possibility that I would like for them to do is like one of the when they do those event player of the game kind of animations, if they can market those animations as a skin or something like that, and you can just put that on any character, and you really don't have to push out elites like that. Like it's
Well, I don't know if I agree with giving it to any character, but just pushing out like victory poses for each op, like
mm-hmm.
not attached to an elite. Like that would sell. Like I'd like that. Like I want stuff that's going to be different from every other person I see.
Yeah, yeah.
So, once you saturate it with enough poses, everyone's going to have their own unique little style.
Mm-hmm. And that I mean that can bring another that can stretch the game for another longevity so they can get that 100 operator goal. Even though they
Oh,
kind
jeez, don't talk to me about that, dude. There's no way this game's lasting to 100. I'm saying that right now.
I mean, if you look at it, it's got one of the like not MMOs excluded. It's got one of the longer lifespans of pretty much any game out there.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
But
Yeah.
I mean, so is GTA, and look, they're even starting to talk about actually bringing another one out in the next 2 years.
Yeah, GTA 5
Well,
on the cell phone.
well, GTA is a whole nother story.
Yeah, I know that's a whole nother story. We're not getting into that one.
Skyrim as well.
Yeah, that does.
Yeah.
Well, Skyrim, I guess, makes sense because there's just so much content.
Yeah.
So,
Mhm. Yeah. But just a quick thing. The patch notes, it wasn't much because they did this is on May 11th. The patch came out that Tuesday, correct? It came out 4, so it was last week. Not much going on. They basically just nerfed Blackbeard again. It was supposedly a bug.
Fixed. Fixed. I was about to say that is definitely not something intended to be in the game. I just don't understand why it took them that long to fix it.
well, I haven't. Well, what happened? Because I haven't been playing Siege a whole lot recently.
So with Blackbeard throwing stuns and flashes, when he had his shield on, he did not get any effect from it. So they fixed that. So
Yeah.
and then I think they took his flashes away too.
I don't think they did. I think they just made it so the shield actually doesn't block it anymore.
No,
like it should.
Right, because they
He
gave
got
him
Claymore.
Yeah, they took his flashes for a Claymore,
you're
right?
right. Oh.
Yeah. So
I haven't played in a while. I'm sorry.
Yeah, we all haven't been playing a while. Siege is it's not stale. It's just like it's a lot of fixing that needs to be going on with the whole cheating system, and it's just it's. So
I told people that wouldn't be fixed in one season. I told you.
Yeah. Plus,
the cheating situation is better. It has been better. Than
it is definitely better.
prior
I agree
seasons.
with that.
Mm-hmm.
But it's still not perfect.
Yeah, like I haven't played much Siege as I wanted to. It's just it's great game. I love it. It's just I was so busy, and I know once the next seasons come out, I'm gonna be on that grind. It's that because me working, I just play Dragon Ball. Fuck it. But shut up, Dan.
Jesus, got the Dragon Ball again.
Yeah. But
while we're on the other topic of other games, do we want to talk about our Valorant startup team that we're starting here?
Ooh.
Yeah, so I decided, because we're, as much as everybody plays Siege, like that's how Dominus started. Is there was like 6, 7 of us were like, let's just make our own shit, whatever. And we started with Siege, and then we're slowly expanding out to be, an actual gaming community and, competitive team organization. So both of those things. And I figured, well, there's a bunch of people that play Valorant. Valorant is extremely popular. Let's just break into it. Screw it. Let's just try it. So I'm slowly working on putting all the infrastructure together for the Valorant stuff, so we can essentially just mimic how we have things with the Siege team, since we've had it for so long and it apparently works better than some other ways of doing things. So I'm like, screw it, let's just do it this way. And so what I'm doing right now is I'm doing the same thing when I started learning Siege on PC, is just watching pros play. I'm watching the pro league casts. I'm trying to play the game, trying to learn it, trying to figure it out. So I'm not just that guy that's like, oh, let's do this team, someone else take care of it. It's like, nah, let's do this shit right. So
Yeah.
probably another week or two, open it up, let everyone start playing, and then we'll slowly start forming teams. We'll start with one. We'll have them a maximum of 4, just like with Siege. So that way, if we end up having 4, we can do our own little internal scrims and little internal tournaments and all that stuff, and we can
Mm-hmm.
just go from there.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I think at first, as long as it's like people within the server, it won't be like too competitive, which was my idea when I proposed it to you originally. It's just, hey, let's do something casual that we can come out on the weekends and just hang around and have fun with. But I mean, eventually, if we continue to get playing, we get people hooked on it, it could be something that long term these teams could turn out to be something
Uh,
actual, like the Siege teams.
Yeah, and
mm-hmm.
I'm slowly trying to work on, speaking with other games, because I want this to be a place where, people come for teams and also people come to chill. I'm working on, setting up a whole side game so that, you can come in here, you don't have to play Siege, you don't have to play Valorant, you don't have to play Apex, you don't have to play one of those extremely competitive games. Like me myself, I've recently started getting into WoW because it's chill. You just decide whatever you want to do at the time, and you just go from there. And it's funny because a lot of people, I've noticed, especially with Siege, their chill game is WoW. Like, a buddy of mine was putting together, a higher tier dungeon running group, and one of the people that he got in was, and I'll just leave him unnamed, but it was an R6 pro player, like a current one. Almost like, my buddy was telling me, but I'm like, dude, do you know who that is? Like, it's one of the better people that plays Siege professionally. Like, and
Oh, I
you're
think
just,
I, yeah.
yeah, I told you about it. It's just like, and you're just here chilling with them. It's like, bullshit, like small world, right? So, um, I'm just trying to give a place, little bit of everything for everybody. Place where you
Mm-hmm.
can chill, where you can vibe, place where you can get really freaking sweaty and cutthroat, but a little bit of something for everybody.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. That's good. Yeah.
It's gonna be fun to play.
Yeah, and it's like the Discord's been popping a lot recently, and I really appreciate it too because it's like I mean this is what it feels like 3 years since I've been. It'll be 3 years towards the holiday. It feels like.
I was looking at it not too long ago. A lot of stuff started getting formed May of 2020, I think it was.
Yeah.
Yeah, I could tell you because it was a month after I got my computer because I was approached by one of the founders to make the initial Discord.
Mm,
So
Yeah,
and that's when I got my computer was April of 2020.
yeah.
yeah. So we're coming up on our 2-year anniversary here.
Mm-hmm.
Some people may say we're going a little bit slow, but we go at the pace that is acceptable for us.
Yeah.
I don't subscribe to the whole like expanding quickly thing, because um, I care about all the people that come into this Discord. I try to talk to
Yeah.
everybody. I try to get to know everybody.
Mm-hmm.
Obviously, if we get too big, I won't be able to do that, but I try my best to do it.
Yeah.
And alternatively, because I like to maintain, no toxicity, no bullshit, no drama, none of that stupid shit.
Mm-hmm.
Um, I don't want the wrong people getting in here. I mean, it may sound mean, but it's like everybody, I say that statement, everybody know some sort of thought immediately comes into everybody's head. So
Mm-hmm.
I'm trying to make it a place that is for everyone, where you can just chill. You don't have to worry about, stupid stuff.
A family community, a safe
Yeah.
space to some, and just hang out and chill. Yeah,
Yeah,
I feel
because
it.
like I've known Cal for like almost 2, 3 years now, and he has taught me a lot. He is one of my voices of wisdom, and that's because me opening up to some people, I can open up, but when I get deep into stuff like that, Cal is there to give us feedback and everything, and he is the dad of the server, and and it's really good. And like when he's always the entertainer, and I really appreciate it because that's the thing. I just love this server, and I love y'all guys, and I really appreciate it. But yeah.
Okay. Jeez,
I just want you guys to know that before Cal PM'd me to do the bonk, I was already setting up my keybinds.
I sent him a PM. I'm like, dude, do a bonk. It's perfect.
Well, I was originally gonna do but
Yeah.
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 Yeah. I mean, I haven't been here as long as Nick or Win. Definitely not Cal, but I've been here, I think, like maybe a month or two longer than Win. And I've got to say, I can wholeheartedly agree with everything Nick has said.
Wait, what?
Win has been here for
Muted,
years.
sorry, muted, sorry. I looked at muted names, I said it.
So
and
that's
I'm
like, yeah, I've been
wait.
around since before George Washington. I don't under...
Yeah, no, I've definitely.
Yeah, I founded the United States. No sweat.
Yeah, guys, God, you forgot about me.
Wouldn't
I
keep
am
it
the
all.
tech guy. Jeez.
Mhm.
But yeah, no, I can agree. It's definitely a family oriented server. Cal's tried to be as open as possible. He's incredible person. Glad to have him running the server on a daily.
Oh, well,
and-
thank you.
Yeah, and
Mhm.
he works too much. He works
Yeah,
way
I
too
agree
much.
with that. We're working on
I
getting
can-
him help.
Yeah,
Okay.
Can I swear?
Yeah.
Go for it.
Go ahead.
I
He works
swear.
way too fucking much. Like,
Yeah.
I can tell you from the beginning, I remember like early conversations about like bringing you into the server to like do admin stuff, and you're like, no, fuck that, because like in the beginning you were kind of hesitant to be an admin because you were already an admin in other servers. You were already working in other servers.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Freaking, I remember that. Like, Hank will tell you, he'll straight up say, he's like, yeah, we stole him from this other clan, because that's where I met Hank, and it
Mhm.
was literally like, this is how it all started. So Dominus Origins, right here.
You heard it here first, folks.
It was an old server called Fear and Terror, and it doesn't exist anymore. That's a whole other story. Tons of drama. But anyways, I was heading up the R6 section in that Discord, and I was working on, getting activity up, and the only person that would fucking show up every single day was Hank. Me and him for probably 3 weeks straight. We would play like 4, 5, 6 hours a day. Just me and him. Just the two of us, just getting to know each other, just becoming friends and shit. And then he introduced me to a couple other people, and we got the idea like, fuck it, let's do it ourselves. And it eventually came into this.
So funny that you mentioned Hank, because the only reason I'm here is because of Hank. I started playing on PS4 year 1, season 2, so Dustline. When Dustline came out, a friend of a friend decided she decided to invite someone named LCS, which was Hank's old handle on PlayStation. And I met Hank from PlayStation, which we met a bunch of other members from PlayStation that are now on the server. Like Dragon, for example, was on PlayStation and switched over. Um, it was nuts, like how just meeting him has led like so many other people, like so many other doors have opened just from meeting this one particular person, because he was him along with his roommate at the time were the people who dragged me into this idea for the server. And also he got me into Fear and Terror. He's like, hey, there's like a siege like server over here, like I'm gonna go play over
Mhm.
here. And I would play not as often as Hank, because like I don't know where he can find the time to play as much as he does, but like um but yeah, like basically Hank was also a big proponent of me coming into this server and meeting Cal. Like those are like I remember he was a very pivotal part in both of those.
Oh, and let me interrupt real quick. Win right here is literally one of the 5 OGs of Team Red. So me and him were in
Yeah.
the team together. He was
I forgot about that.
when the
Boomers.
team first formed, it was me and him and then 3 other people.
Yeah.
Mhm.
I'm second generation.
I'm however many generations at this
You're the
point.
third. You're in the third. No,
Third.
Yeah.
I went
no,
third
no,
to
no, no.
first
Fourth,
gen
fourth, fourth.
purple.
You're fourth
Yeah.
generation.
Okay.
I
I remember when we got Nick, like um one of the other founders had found him. He was like, it was just a super random way he found him. I don't even remember. And then Nick's like, "Hey guys, what's up?" Blah blah blah. I'm just like, "Cool, we got a new person."
Hell yeah.
And like that Nick coming in was a pivotal moment for me because I realized because a couple like 3 people had dropped off. Like Win was super busy because he had work stuff. Another
yeah.
person pretty much disappeared because they got an internship and they couldn't play anymore. And then like one other person dropped off, and but then Nick came in, and I'm just like, okay, well, if we can get more people in, this is sustainable. We can, keep trying to do it because nobody gets paid for this. I tell everyone, I go by the 9/10 rule. Every 10 people you recruit, only one of them is going to stay because it's a bunch of people that don't know what they want, don't know what's going on. They realize it takes up too much time. They don't have the time, any number of reasons.
Mhm.
So it's like the fact that Nick is still here a year and a half later, like it still gives me hope that, this is attainable, trying to make like some sort of organization, community, fucking whatever it may be in the future.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, and my loyalty is I can be loyal to a lot of things to the point to where it really hurts. Like I've been in relationships and shit like that, and I've done commitments and everything to where I've gone to the point to where it crashes and burns, and
Yeah.
I literally have to just dust myself off and keep on going, and that's the thing, because like the even though I've been in different lineups with Team Red, I'm still there, even though I have made the decision to focus on the social media aspect for the server and everything. I still see like Dominus is growing big, even though if I'm not completely on Red anymore, I had to take a step back to different challenges I had to face. I am still here with Red regardless and everything. I will give my feedback and everything, and know I've met a lot of people here. Some came and gone, everything. It's I've even brought Wolf in here, and I am amazed that Wolf has been here since then, and now that Wolf brought Muted and Temp, and it's pretty good that we have been building a lot of stuff together, and yeah,
Yeah, I mean, I've had kind of my interesting trajectory myself, and you kind of reminded me of this. I joined because I was looking for a comp team, joined Red, hung out with them for a bit, did dual Red and Purple when Purple was first created. I was one of the founding members of that team. And then I bounced around from both of those teams, dropped off them, went to Blue, and then I dropped off completely as of recently just because of the commitment and the level of competition they were at.
yeah,
But despite all of that, I'm still subscribed to this server as a whole. I've been here kind of mentally since day one, and I've kind of the same way as you. I'm committed to the server at this point. You also brought this up about Hank being like a pivotal person in this whole process.
yes,
It just reminded me of when I first joined. The first 2 people I met was Hank and Mav. Literally same call, first day.
mm-hmm,
It's just surprising how open and friendly they were towards me. And
yeah,
ever since then, I've been here. I enjoy playing with Hank,
yeah.
although his playstyle frustrates the shit out of me. How
I
well he
Oh,
does,
I was
I
gonna
don't
as
even.
I
as a man who played with him on console, It is it. I'm just numb to it.
I don't know how.
He was one of those people that like got the mouse and keyboard at one point, and I hear click clacking, and I would literally just be like, "For the love of God, don't tell me you're fucking keyboard and mousing a casual."
No.
Okay, here's the thing. The thing about Dominus is, if you join Dominus and you came here for R6, and your initiation is playing with Hank, if you literally leave the server because of Hank, then that is on you. That is not on Hank. That is on you. Because when you play with Hank, you know you'll learn what you're going to get into. Because with Hank, you will win and you will lose, but you will learn how to play the most rat shit, learn more unpredictability, because he's going to do a nosedive and he's going to come in with a kamikaze and get bodies everywhere. Like he's going to win the round because
somehow.
Hank, he has made consistent plat every single season with his strategies, and if you can get through the frustration of him, then you can push through and hit a higher rank, like just playing queuing with him. And
I would like to say I don't know how many tables he's gone through though, because some days, dude, I swear he's broken through a couple of them. I swear.
Yeah,
I remember he sent me a photo once when he had a pretty ghetto setup for a very short period of time, where it was set
Cardboard
up
box.
Like, yeah, he
Yeah.
had his whole setup on a cardboard box, and I remember him sending the photo to me. I'm like, you can't be fucking serious.
Mhm.
I mean, hey man, it's just magical in here, I guess. I don't know.
Yeah, but I can give you a preview of what it was like playing with him.
Oh!
Yeah.
Yep.
I'm sorry, go ahead, muted.
Yeah, so the first time I was ever in a lobby with Hank, we were playing 10-mans. We got on
Oh,
Oregon.
I remember this.
This game ended up turning into the biggest, like, it was like an 8-6 Hell in a Cell. And this dude pushed elbow is Glaz. I'm playing elbow on shield. I have a pixel on him. I shoot him in the face. He does not die. And then he one-taps me. And when I tell you that my mental was chalked, I was done. Bro.
I think I remember the voice chat after that game. It was not a happy voice chat. I'll tell you that much.
It
was like 2 a.m. too. It was not.
Yes. You were done at that point, dude. You were just fucking. I'm done.
I was fucking over it.
He's a top tier Glass player for sure.
Yeah, entry fragging with fucking Glaz.
Yeah, him and Striker, dude. I swear.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, shameless plug. We do 10-mans in Dominus. You know.
Yeah.
Every now and then.
Get in here.
Yeah, join in queue, please.
Yeah.
Please,
dude.
I've been in queue for 3 days.
You did.
I wish I was kidding.
The last one was in April, dude. I swear.
I've noticed the 10-mans, they go through, a peak and plateau phase. Like it happens like every 4 or 5 months. People play 10-mans, they'll get a taste of it, and it just goes on for like 3-4 weeks, and then it, valleys out, and probably 2-3 months because everybody's just fucking sick of it.
Yeah.
Everybody stops playing, and then everyone starts playing again. It's not just this server. I saw it in the previous server that I headed up.
I mean,
the R6 section too.
I swear that bot goes in and out every like couple of months too. That was the issue that kind of slowed it down to recently. Is
well, we
were having issues with it.
They completely changed all the commands, and I'm like, what the fuck?
Without notifying you guys out.
Yeah, and so it's like,
oh my god.
And we kind of got it figured out now, but some of the commands still don't work. It's like, well, I can clear the queue, so whatever.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's mostly why it's slow because of the bot. It's what we're using, but yeah, and I do feel like a lot of people get their egos are humbled when they get certain people in the queue, and it's like, bruh, because we've had people that are like high ranks, and they just like they play a couple of rounds and like, bro, I can't do this anymore. Because the way how some people will play and shit like that, and it will bring him down. Yeah.
But yeah, no, we summonation of all that, we do 10-mans. Please, if you are interested, come join.
They are fun. They are really enjoyable. Like
Yeah.
they are like that's what brings people in the siege here is mostly the 10. Well, it's mostly the 10
It
mins.
is comp play without the risk of hackers.
Yeah,
That is one
comp
of my
play,
favorite
and
things about
also
it.
it's not worried about whose team, well, like what team is. It's a random bunch of team together, and it's
Yeah.
just have at it.
Yeah, you're
Just
not going to
please
be the
don't
last kid.
destroy the mental of the server, please.
You're not going to be the last kid picked for kickball. You're
Yes.
just going to be randomly selected.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, we've had people mad because they get their spots stolen because we have to like restart queue because someone's AFK. It's competitive, dude.
Mm-hmm.
Just you just gotta watch about taking it too far because some people have taken it too far.
Yeah.
Speaking of, I kind of got a taste for it when I filled in for that tryout that you guys had the other day. I can't remember what team it was. It was that I
I
filled
believe
in
it
for a
was
tryout.
Red, possibly, maybe.
All I remember is like I went like 10-7, and I was like, oh my god, I haven't done this good in a long time. They
Win
just
for
out of
turn into
nowhere.
comp. Let's go.
I might.
You heard it here first, folks. Oh,
Like I need to get back into it because like when I play like ranked and like that, anything that doesn't have like a preceded plan with like a preceded like job for me to do, like I don't do as well as when I have like you, here is your task, here is what you need to do. And basically just let the siege gods, let me do what I do, and most of the times I succeed. A lot of the times I don't. But some of the things that gets me killed is when I get greedy and try to go for C4 kills on defense because I'm a C4 guy. There's compilations that I put on YouTube of me just blowing up people with C4s because this is my favorite thing. Pre-placed ones at that.
oh, this guy.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
And I have an ongoing thing with Dragon because I got a triple kill with a C4 and he's like, that wasn't an ace, you need an ace with a C4. So one day if I get an ace with a C4.
One day.
Yeah.
Hell yeah.
Yeah. But yeah, so come and join the server. So we had a lot of talked about, and I really appreciate that. And anybody that's watching this, let us know what you think, with the upcoming major, as well as what what you think, who's going to be the winner. And if you like the podcast, make sure to like, subscribe, and come join the server because you can get a little bit more taste of what we have to offer here as a group of people, family. And anyways, so we're gonna close it out here. My name is Nick Burn Rob with Cal, Dan, Muted, Win. All right,
Yo.
y'all have a great rest.
Wait,
of the day.
can we shamelessly plug?
Go ahead.
Okay, follow me on Twitter, realmeter62ds.
Oh yeah,
Oh,
yeah.
geez, my
Also, yeah,
ears.
follow the Twitter. Like follow me, Nick Ben Rob.
Yeah.
Follow the Dominus Twitter at Dominus. Man, Dominus Esports.
I'll plug my YouTube in the description. I'll give it the link to him because I've been starting to post stuff on there.
Up in the
Yeah.
links.
Mhm.
And I'm
Yeah.
I'm Wind Dodger across all socials and YouTube, everything.
Yeah.
True.
Wind dodge these nudes.
Oh shit, got him.